First and foremost, opening day. Curtain up in the Queen City, where in keeping with tradition, a streamlined machine has an inaugural ball, cranking out a smashing debut. So open yourself to a new edition of This Week in Baseball. Entering our second decade. On to the city of Cincinnati, where opening days have been taking place for 118 seasons, an occasion that calls for rolling out the Reds carpet.
Cincinnati Reds opening day.
It's a very traditional day here in Cincinnati, and I remember when I was a kid growing up that if you had a ticket for opening day, you got out of the school that day. And we have 4 guys in our lineup today that are raised right here in Cincinnati. Larkin, Buddy Bell, Ronnie Oster, and Dave Parker. So there's a lot of tradition in our lineup today.
And apparently a lot of hits as the revved-up Reds took on the Montreal Expos. Leading the way, Eric Davis, much talked about and much delivering. When Davis homered in the bottom of the second, Montreal was leading 4-1. 2 innings later, he reached first on a walk and then was on the run. Up next, catcher Bo Diaz, who did what it took to bring his man home. Davis's second run cut the lead to 2, and soon Terry Francona cut loose.
In right field, way back, Webster, ball's gone. High game on Francona's home run.
But things were just warming up. Shortstop Barry Larkin slammed a home run, and the Reds were still rolling on in the 4th.
The Cincinnati Reds have unloaded, and they've now scored 7 runs.
The Reds would go on to 9 runs, the most ever given up by the Expos in an inning. A comfortable situation for reliever John Franco, who took care of business in wrapping up an 11-5 Cincinnati win. The next game, a 7-2 victory for the Reds, charging out of the gate. And the first pitcher to soap up in the shower, Tom Browning of the Reds, who had less fun on opening day than Jose Cruz taking the first curtain call of the '87 campaign. Mariano Duncan got the season's first ejection after protesting Harry Wendelstedt's ball strike selection. And the first new uniform on display, Atlanta's, modeled by Rick Mailer, who tossed '87's premier shutout against the Philadelphia Phillies.
Obergsfeld to second, one, Hubbard on to first, and Rick Mailer's done it. For the 3rd time, Rick Mailer has pitched an opening day shutout.
Now, folks, a new feature in which we review what was new over our past decade, called That Week in Baseball. In 1978, on an opening day in Cincinnati, the Reds were not into the swing of things. Strike 3 on the batter, and 2 Reds caught off base by a heads-up Astros infield. Without making contact, the Reds ran their way into 3 quick outs. When it comes to opening day starts, Tom Seaver has been the king of the hill. In 1985, Tom Terrific made his 15th, overtaking the big train Waller Johnson. The thrills of opening day are always preceded by 6 weeks of hard work at spring training. Now, big league life isn't as glamorous as many think, but it probably beats whatever these guys were doing for their first job.
Yeah, you pick night crawlers and you sell them by the quarter. Sell them to the bait store.
I worked at a Der Wiener Schnitzel when I was in high school. That was kind of fun, but it got to grow on you after a while.
So I made $800 my first year in baseball. But I thought the guy was crazy. I couldn't believe that after playing for nothing for 19 years that this guy's going to give me money to play baseball.
How about that, man? You know, it almost beats getting paid for announcing. Now, let's check out the answer to this week's quiz. Eddie Matthews of the Braves and the Giants' Willie Mays hold the National League record of 7 opening day homers. For Mays, it's not really amazing. He had 660 round trips in his great 22-year career.
I don't think the black players should only take their hat off to him. I think everyone should, because he was what our country's all about.
Talking about Jackie Robinson. Being the first in anything is never easy, but what Jackie went through was unprecedented. Baseball had become the flashpoint of change, and for the man in the middle, it helped to have friends.
He would get letters saying, "We will kill you," or "You will be shot," or something like that. He would show me the letter, and it didn't seem to bother him. So I would say, hey, Jackie, or if we were warming up, I would be standing next to him. I'd say, hey, would you move over a little bit, get away from me? I said, this guy may be a bad shot. Well, he was, he'd just laugh about it.